Hi, Junior Achievement students. I'm so glad to be back with you again today. Today, we're going to be talking about keeping your balance. You might keep your balance if you were walking across a high platform like a bridge, or maybe someday you'd like to travel and see that bridge, right? The Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. So, all of that has to do with balance, believe it or not. So, let's just talk about what we've talked about so far. Last week, we talked about goals and how to get to your goals. So, your goals are a dream with a plan and a deadline, and you get there by learning the skills you need that goes along with your interests and your values to pursue the career that you want to have. And you use all of that knowledge to pick a path to that goal, which could be college, it could be an apprenticeship, it could be working for a year or two and then going back to school, it could be going to a trade school. There were lots of different choices, but you used all of that self-knowledge and all of the knowledge about the career that you want to have and the skills that you need to help you make that path. So, why do we go through all that trouble? Why do we need an occupation? Well, it's pretty simple, right? We need an occupation because an occupation gets us a job, and a job gets us the money that we need to live in. So, you need a job then because you have to buy things, right? You need housing, you need transportation, you need food, you need clothing. Those are all things you need, but there's also things that you would want. And you might want a vacation, or you might want entertainment, like going out to a movie or spending an evening dining out and listening to music. Maybe you want to buy toys. Maybe you have a new computer game that you want to buy, or you just have a really interesting hobby that takes money. All of those things require us to have a job to get the money or the income that we need to pay for expenses. So think about this it as an ingoing and an outgoing. Income, incoming is then the money that you are paid. So that's why it's called income. And expenses is the money that goes out. It is for like your rent or your house payment or your car payment or your grocery bill. Okay, so income and expenses. Now, in order for that to work, it has to be balanced. If you have this much expense and this much income, it's not going to work, right? You're going to have a gap. On the other hand, it's okay to have more income than you do expense. It just gives you an opportunity to save more or maybe save for a future goal. So I want you to think about it like this. If you have sticky notes or even just scratch pad, just get some that are blank. And then on one of them, just draw a little picture of yourself. That's my self-portrait. I'm not an art major. And on the next one, write down a fabulous place that you have never visited that maybe you would want to visit as a vacation. Maybe it is the Golden Gate Bridge, like I have behind me, or maybe it's someplace else. This is mine. Mine is Ireland. I've always wanted to visit Ireland, and I actually am saving for a trip to Ireland. And then the last piece of the puzzle, then you have your self-portrait, you, the place you want to go on a sticky note. How much do you think that trip is going to cost? I'm guessing my trip to Ireland could cost $5,000 because I want to go there and I want to spend some time there when I'm there. And I don't want to have to uh, skimp once I've traveled all that way. It's not like I'm going to go to Ireland all the time. I want to be able to take care of that. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to take some of my income, pay my expenses out of it, and then what's left over, save so that I can meet that long-term goal, because a goal is a dream with a plan. Now, there's also something called opportunity costs that we should talk about. Opportunity costs is when you spend money for one thing that takes away an opportunity someplace else. So if I really want to go to Ireland and I want to save this money up, but if I spend all of my extra income buying new clothes or eating out a lot, that's great. I get the new clothes and I get to eat out, but I take away the opportunity to go to Ireland. On the other hand, if I save my money to go to Ireland, I take away the opportunity to buy new clothes and to eat out. So it's all about choices. So much of our life going forward is about making good choices. So I have to decide what's more important to me. Is it more important to me to buy a new pair of jeans, or is it more important to me to save for that trip? That's what you'll have to decide. A couple of other terms that you'll want to be aware of as you're going through this exercise today is gross income and net income. Gross income is how much you get paid total. And it would be great if that's how much we got to keep. But there's things that come out of that. There's certain taxes that are taken out of your paycheck, and you never get those. They're taken away before you see them. So what you get on your check is less than the gross income. It's the gross income minus the taxes, and that amount is called net income. So you might make, just for an example, $15 an hour, but and that would be your gross income, but your net income after taxes might only be $10 an hour. So as you're going forward and as you become more more grown up and have to worry more about these things, you'll have to understand that you have to work off of net income. I enjoyed being with you today. I'm looking forward to the next session, and I hope you enjoy the game today. Thank you.